March for Peas is the wonderfully animated first segment of the fifth episode of the first season of the Rugrats reboot. And this one is all about peas, the vegetable. And Grandpa Lou is looking after all of the babies, and he's talking about going for or going to the March for Peace. But of course, the babies misunderstand and think it's a march for peas. And eventually, they decide to get out the frozen peas because Grandpa's hurt his back, so they decide to bring the march to him. And in doing so, they put the peas through a lot of difficult situations, and they're so wonderfully animated. I'll tell you my favourite bit in a moment with a spoiler warning. I was going to put it as a thumbnail, but I decided against it because I don't want to give away the best parts. But the peas look wonderful. The colours are amazing. They look like they have this great texture, particularly when they become mushy peas. They look really disgusting, but it worked really well. I think having the whole gang there, Angelica, Susie, Tommy, Chuckie, Phil, and Lil, worked really well. There was a lot going on and they all had different roles to play. Angelica was also demanding that Lil drive her in her Cynthia car, and the way that was animated I thought was brilliant. Angelica creates a large life size doll of herself to parade behind her, and it was rather creepy looking, but very effectively done. I thought it was a pretty good, fun episode, really enjoyable. I'm not loving Grandpa Lou in this reboot. I feel like he's too young. He just doesn't have the same qualities as the classic version of Grandpa does. I don't dislike him, but he's definitely not as good a character. But maybe my opinion on that will change over time. But either way, I thought this was wonderful. So a very brief spoiler. It's not really a spoiler, but just a bit that I absolutely loved. And it's the bit where they're mushing the peas and they are pretending to be Washington machines. And the peas splatter all over Phil and Lil, and they're covered. And I just thought it looked absolutely fantastic. Disgusting, but fantastic. Definitely all round a pretty decent episode.